Akintayo Bajaran. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, San, joined eminent Nigerians at the 50th birthday celebration of journalist Kadarea Ahmed to discuss renewing the nation's media. Just over a month after the state of journalism in Nigeria was appraised at an event in honor of quintessential journalist and one of the founding editors of the News, PM News and Tempo magazine, Dapo Olarinyumi, the subject was again discussed on Saturday, December 16. That day, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, San, led other eminences to the 50th birthday of journalist, Kadarea Ahmed, at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, NIIA, Victoria Island, Lagos. The occasion, marked with a conversation on media renewal in Nigeria and a book/scholarship presentation, saw the Vice President delivered the keynote address. Though he arrived late because of other state business, Professor Osinbajo made it worth the wait for guests with his insightful analysis of the Nigerian media and suggestions for improvement, going forward. Visionless media. He began by highlighting well-known facts about Nigeria's mainstream media, including its vibrancy and resilience. Nigeria's press has always been one of the most vibrant in the world. No matter the clampdown on the press in Nigeria, there would always be a prominent group of journalists who would refuse to be cowed, who would use everything at their disposal to hold the authority accountable, he said, adding that the country's elites have always understood the power of the press. Professor Osinbajo also mentioned the greater access to information and freedom of expression currently prevalent, as well as the explosion in technology. For him, the media's Achilles heel is its lack of vision and ingenuity, especially in the face of dwindling circulation and the disruptive influence of technology. He, in fact, refused to blame the declining fortunes of the press on the internet or social media. This decline was already taking place long before the internet or social media became so prominent in our daily lives. Elsewhere in the world, the press is one of the custodians of collective societal memory. The press has always been there to remind us of what has gone by so that we can sort of reflect on what's happening today. But I'm not aware that there's any online Nigerian archive, for example, of news stories from even, say, 1999. Meanwhile, in other parts of the world, there are archives dating back several decades available as public reminders of the twists and turns of ongoing events and all that. It's important that we bear in mind that some of these, if you like, services that the press ought to render, is not there for various reasons, the strongest being financial challenges. But you may not be able to blame financial challenges for the absence of archive, because every time you talk about, especially some of these services that ought to be rendered, you hear there's just isn't any money. If anything, the blame should rest squarely on an absence of vision, for a lack of understanding of the media's role in the society. I think we should be more visionary about these things.